to this week's edition of the Contrarian podcast. This week I'm going to just share with you lighter notes on politics in general, how politics affect the business in different contexts. So, to everyone's understanding, we believe that politics have nothing to do with business. Business and politics, they are two separate entities which function in different contexts, in different settings. But believe you me, politics and business, they are something that they are two entities that are inseparable. Politics have a huge impact in business, as well as business have an impact in politics. So if we are to look on the global south and how the political environment in the global south, how it's affecting business sustainability, and actually business, the functionality of business, we can say that politics in general has a huge bearing in business than any other factor, than social factors and other factors. What is politics to begin with? Politics is who gets what, when, and how. Or people, most of us, we can just have to believe that it is authoritative allocations of resources. That's what politics basically is all about. But how does this authoritative allocation of resources affect now businesses? We know most also can say that politics has something to do with election, but it's just one part of politics, and democracy is actually another part of politics. But now, how do we now know that politics has a huge bearing in the functioning of business in a country? Politics, it have different actors. There are politicians, there are supporters, there are leaders in politics, and also there are part functionaries. The conduct of politics in a country are what give business sustainability, are what determines what business is going to do. We can talk about politics and public policies. Politicians, to be precise, are the one who make public policies. They are the custodian of policies in a country. So in many instances, we say that politics or a politician as such, they make policies sometimes which are favorable to the business community, and sometimes which are not favorable to the business community. That's why you see in most cases we talk about foreign direct investment, where we say that these policies that are being put by a government, they are not favorable to foreign direct investment. For example, in Zimbabwe, we've seen that there's been a lot of debate about the land reform program, which probably started in the 1980s through the willing buyer, willing seller, how it has affected the functioning of businesses. We have seen that around 2000, when the old regime that was in Zimbabwe embarked on a fast-track land reform program, you have seen that most businesses, they ran away from Zimbabwe, they shun away from Zimbabwe. It was just because of that policy of land reform program, which escalated to a political instability in 2000. But also there were a lot of factors like the emergence of the movement for democratic change led by a trade unionist Morgan Richard Changrai, which was so powerful also. So what we see as such is that politics in general has a huge bearing in business sustainability, in business functionality in a country. So how does this all correlate? If you are someone who wants to set up a business, how is it important that you need to understand the political environment of an environment that you want to invest in? It is important that you look on the political environment, the policies that are being produced by the government in place in that environment, so that you make informed decision. You see you see where to invest, what to invest, and what company policies that you need to put in place so that your business survive in such a political environment. You also have to see what kind of monetary policies, what kind of fiscal policies that the politicians are implementing in such a certain environment. So without doing that, you run a loss in a business. So the most point of entry in entrepreneurs, in business setup, and actually and also in those who are doing business in current settings, you need to understand the political environment first. What is the politics in that particular region? What is the modus operandi of the political? What is the kind of political situation that you are in? So once you understand that, then we have a starting point to say that, okay, now you have to, the conduct of our business is going to be A, B, C, D. The conduct of our business is going to be C, D. So these all things will give you an upper end when you are now trading. Because remember that politicians are the one, or the lawmakers, that the one that makes the law. They're also the one who change those laws. So in any cases that you want to operate in a business, you can also have to look beyond what policymakers does, but also the political environment, the democratic terrain in that country. How is it affecting businesses? How this democratic terrain is there political instability, or there is political instability? If there is political instability, you run a risk of losing your business. You run a risk of infrastructural devastation due to violent conflict in such a political instability. Look at countries like Somalia, where there's been political instability for years. Look at countries like Zimbabwe, where there's been political instability. In Zimbabwe recently, we heard that people who have been illegal markets that have been made in Mbare, they've been demolished. People are killing each other in Mbare, people are violent. So in such an environment where there is political instability, it is a huge risk to your business. You need also to analyze what are the impact, what are the policies that are around there. Is there proper law enforcement agents in such a country? How all these factors affect, how all these factors will affect your business in a long run or in a short run actually, because you run the risk of pouring your capital in the horse of in a mouth of a lion. So those are all the facets that you need to understand. Those are all the things that you need to take into cognizance if you want to set up a business, whether it's but probably in the global south. You need to understand the political terrain. You need to understand the rule of law in such a country. You need to understand the modus operandi of the ruling party, the modus operandi of the government in place. You also need to understand how politicians influence decision making in business, how politicians also influence each and every day running of the country. Without doing that, you run a loss of just pouring your resources in where you not accumulate any profit. So my name is Takuza Kwaze on the Contrarian podcast. Next time I will also be going deeper into how politics affect businesses in the global south, how politics is actually one of the key pillars which is making countries in the global south to lose business confidence from different investors in the world. Catch me each and every Monday. Feel free also to subscribe to this channel for more of this insight, for more of this discussion, as I am going to bring you more guests with more different opinion and perspective from different backgrounds. I thank you for watching this video. Meet you next time. I hope next time I'll do better than what I did today.